in the game. And especially as a new roamer, this is one that you cannot miss out. So, I mean, best of sevens is a long journey, but it looks like APG have a completely different plan. This is not a marathon for them. If they win this game one, it could very well be a sprint.
It's a BO7. Every time we talk about BO7, it's about burning heroes, it's about setting up draft, it's about going the long distance to make sure that in Game 5 and Game 6, you can still make a strategically correct or consistent draft to beat out your opponent in those long series games here. But for the side of Alpha Gaming, the debut of this Lapu Lapu will be what we are looking for here. But putting our focus towards Twisted Minds, solid early game coming in from 90 and clean on this Byron and Pei, and late game will come in the hands of Hailang and Shanks on this double late game monsters here. So it's a very big contest to see between APG's jungler, Clean, and Yulong on this 1v1 jungle matchup here. Whoever gets the lead and whichever teams funnel enough resource, funnel enough momentum towards them will set the pace coming in from game 1 between Twisted Minds on towards the blue side and Alpha Gaming going on towards the red side. This is the first game that we will have in the knockout stage. This is the KIC2025. Casters, take it live.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the KIC 2025 knockout stage. It's the first game, as Sagi just said there, and we are seeing Lapu Lapu with Garuda onto the Gorge for the very first time, but will it be the last?
Yeah, debut picks normally don't perform as well, but we'll see. These teams have had experience with the Lapu Lapu already. They've had early access, so let's see if that training is going to pay off.
If we're looking at the real-time support there, APG definitely have the support of the players in-game, obviously the players of the MKL and maybe globally who have they've amassed fans for are definitely supporting the boys in APG.
Yeah, man, you know what? You want a dream start, and so far for the start of APG Alpha Gaming, they've already gotten the Firehawk at the bottom. Saber helping to rush this first Spike Tail piece as well. So APG, everything seems to be going to their game plan.
Oh, absolutely. Obviously over the wall there is going to be the side of APG. Saber just kind of trying to blank out those hits, trying to steal away that Spike Tail beast into the bottom side of the map here, but the thing I'm really going to be looking forward to here, Ken, in these ultimates, these fights, is obviously Lapu Lapu, his ultimate is in a line with a knockup, right? Then obviously with Shishan on the Garuda, also with a line, is that going to be a great like synergy combo we could be seeing here?
I think it's definitely going to be, right? Saber will provide the perfect setup for JD to land that golden token. And we all know with the defensive measures taken down on the side of Twisted Minds, it's not going to be an easy fight at all. They're really squishy on their side.
Yeah, very squishy indeed. I mean, already kind of seeing the APG kind of getting the gold lead into their favor ever so slightly to split it over to the side of Twisted Minds, but just getting that minion wave priority right now for these two teams is what is really being achieved here by the side of APG.
Yeah, and one thing, you know, APG, they know that Twisted Minds are on a timer here. They need to be as quick as possible. So that's why they're putting a lot of resources to shut down one of the main members here, which is Hailang.
Yeah, Hailang, I mean, he's going to be one of the carry potentials here on the side of Twisted Minds. You're obviously going to have those Wings of Judgment to come through here, just to clean out that minion wave, put pressure onto the side of Twisted Minds.
Yeah, and we've already seen the usage of Garuda yesterday. If you time it well, you can actually use the final few shots from your ultimate to turn it into a Dread machine, where you get the first setup of the game for 90, but it's not going to be too much of a trouble for him right now.
Yeah, speaking of Dread, but we just saw the Truth come through here onto the side of APG. Just trying to get the hit on down onto 90, but 90 took those blows like a champ, man. He was like, hey, 2v1, I'll take those any day.
Yeah, I mean, it's because of his passive, right? He's able to get that life back really quickly, and right now they have kind of pushed off the aggression from APG, meaning they get their first phase, right? They get their initial rotation, and 3 members on the side of Twisted Minds will benefit from the gold and EXP sharing.
Yeah, you can currently see that JD's obviously having a better game in terms of just getting that gold lead over to Shanks at the moment, about 200 gold at this moment in time, but this could spell trouble for obviously for Twisted Minds, but if they don't finish this game out early, then obviously this is all going to kind of like switch over the focus into Shanks here.
They need to get like a 1,000, 2,000 goal lead within the first 10 minutes, because if that does not happen, Twisted Minds will start to come alive. Right now, they're still brooding for their time. It is a timer that is not boding well for APG.
Yeah, not quite just yet. They are definitely going to be a bit of a disadvantage in the early game here as well, especially with Hailang on this newer as well. Like obviously having that emergent. Oh no, he checks the rung brush. The Wings of Judgment come through. He's able to creation block through and save himself alive into the back line. It's going to be 90. Xiang goes down as first blood.
Beautiful first blood and Twisted Minds. They have twisted the whole script here for the side of APG. It was meant to be their first blood, but when you can't finish the job, it is thanks to the side of HIGHLIGTS. What a beautiful, mournful tempo to make sure that the finishing blow did not come through.
Not only that, that creation proc just gave him the movement speed to get out of that team fight. Like, if it wasn't for that, he would have died, and Twisted Minds would have got the first blood or that T1 top side of the map.
Yes, but APG, you know they don't back down. They don't get the kill. It's fine. They take a T1 at the bottom. And right now, the Tyrant, first one of the game, will go into the hands of APG. Yulong secures that for the team. Another Wings of Judgment, using it as a poking tool. Yeah,
there's zoning them out there, trying to get the Dread onto 90, just force him away out of that team fight. But like you were saying there, Kid, obviously to get the Tyrant, they get the T1 down to the bot side of the map. They do lose the first blood, but now they have something that's going to kind of curtail that goal lead that Twisted Minds has now.
Yep, you can always recover the gold, but you can't recover the towers. No. That is one of the benefits that APG have gotten for themselves. Now, with that being said, I mean, the timer on HIGHLIGTS as well as Shanks so far has not been slowed down. So this is good news for them, but they need to protect their T1s a little harder, I would say, for the side of Twisted Minds.
It's where we've seen some of the groups fall within the group stage, right? Like where they just allow one lane just to get completely run down to the bot side of the map or even top side there. And it just constantly always has that pressure onto the team that are the victims of that one. But you can see here 90 and Clean are just trying to make sure that the minion wave here to the bot side of the map is naturally going to crash, because it seems like it's going to be a bit of a team fight playing up into this mid lane right now. So creating that pressure, maybe just try and convert APG's focus.
Yeah, but APG, you know how smart they are. They're going to make the immediate trade. Less than 10 seconds, the T1 at the top falls as well. Yeah. And APG are well on their way to maintaining a successful control over the Gorge.
Yeah, I think if they can keep like kills to a low and make sure that the gold lead doesn't go out of their favor as well, it can all come back in a moment's notice here from the side of APG.
Yeah, and take a look at this. This is the first team
fight.
fight.
Xiang into the back line there, maybe trying to just feint out City Boy. So obviously he's going to be the main sustain from the side of Twisted Minds.
But you start to see kind of the difficulties that they have, right? APG, they have this very strong poke tool in the form of Shushan on this Garuda. Those Wings of Judgments really will be a deterrent. And until HIGHLIGTS comes online, that's only the first part, right? He may have the damage later on, but it still requires quite a bit of accuracy.
Oh, absolutely. Accuracy, and if you aim it in one direction, you're not going to be able to change the direction of those Wings of Judgment. So you got to make sure it's the right call for your team, or it could be at the detriment of your team.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see APG's game plan.
Oh, there's a knock-up. Shishan getting a little bit lost in the sauce there. Crucial initiation thanks to City Boy. Getting that mournful tempo, keeping him in place.
All right, they're getting faster. On the side of Twisted Minds, 90. Look at that movement. Ooh. He actually makes Saber waste a little bit more time just by being there. Annihilation did not hit the mark, but Twisted Minds are well on their way to recovery. Yeah, the runway wasn't quite taken off there for the side of Twisted Minds, but you've seen a big effort here for APG Xiang at the top side of the map there, and obviously APG were able to get that Overlord. And oh, the stun onto City Boy, but it's going to be the Unending Sorrow. Shishan into the backline with the flash. Troop Mantra combo right now is definitely putting the pressure on HIGHLIGTS. One of the main damage outputs of the side of Twisted Minds has been taken out. Yep, they needed him so bad down there. They needed to make sure that HIGHLIGTS was able to keep pace. But here is one reward that Twisted Minds absolutely love, and that's the T2 trade at the bottom.
Yeah, putting that pressure down there is going to be scary, because now you know for a fact JD has to be elsewhere, getting that farm up for himself, or else he's going to be kind of like caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yep, it's a risk, right? That's why you take the turrets, because the fog of war will come to your benefit at this point. And once the map gets a little bit darker, you will be... You have to take those risks.
Oh yeah, take the risks and just kind of roll with the punches if anything, if consequences come from that one. But right there, top side of the map, we get tip for tap between Clean and Xiang. But now we're getting a rotation from Saber and Shishan.
Yeah, a little early from Shishan on their Wings of Judgment here, but Twisted Minds are definitely happy about that, because at the end of the day, they want to be able to take the T1 in the mid. That's the main prio for both teams. But you can see APG, they know what you're going for inside of Twisted Minds. They're making that split push at the bottom, which is going to be met by Clean.
Met by Clean there, just cleaning out that minion wave down bot side, completely alleviating that pressure for his team as this next objective comes through onto the board there. More portable catches out onto Shishan, but it's not going to be enough there. The deletion of City Boy means that sustain into this next team fight is not going to be there.
And this is the benefit of the Ukyo Tachibana, right?
Oh,
Yulong,
yeah.
once he gets in range, that first stun is probably going to spell the end of your life. And the T1 now under pressure as APG want to hype things up.
Yeah, Tyrant, T1, that seems to be the combo here for the side of APG, right? They go for the neutral objective, they set up the lane, they get the T1s and the turrets as well.
Yep, and when nobody falls, you know there's great news for the side of APG, showing Twisted Minds. Hey, the early game is definitely in our favor, but that could really swing once we hit that 10-minute mark, which is less than 45 seconds away.
Exactly, you can kind of already see the efforts being switched around here as well, right? Obviously giving Shanks the Crimson Golem there as well, just to make sure he gets online a little bit earlier. But you have the Shadow Ripper, you have the Eternity Blade. Is it going to be enough damage here to take down his T1 into the mid side of the map as well? Saber looking already like he's chunked a lot of his health right now, but he's still able to stay alive.
Yep, Twisted Minds need to quicken the pace here. Yulong understands that this is a risk. He is all alone here, but at the same time, nice pressure from the side of Twisted Minds. Oh my god!
Oh, okay, yeah, getting caught there by 90. It's going to be the emergence come through here from Highland. Can they get the flash in? Get the creation blocks? Not quite. Yulang is literally on the run.
You took too long! And right now, Xiang will be able to provide that vision and information for the side of APG. They maintain the status quo. The T1 may be low, but the 10-minute mark means these shadow variants are out. You need to wrestle over these instead.
Yeah, you can see that Twisted Minds really playing with the timers in mind, because if they were able to successfully get the takedown onto Yulong, this would have been a devastating 10-minute mark here for the side of APG, but they are going to go and try and contest this Tyrant here right now. But it is going to go off the side of APG. They are not letting that go. Xiang into the back line now, trying to put pressure onto the side of Twisted Minds, but Saber goes down for Clean, and now we get a Xiang trade as well. So 2-1 overall here for the side of Twisted Minds as they look to push the mid.
And you can feel the winds of change. Twisted Minds, they will be able to put that T1 down, and this is going to open up the gorge a little bit more. APG now need to start taking care of that bottom T3. Meanwhile, Twisted Minds, they have changed their attention towards the Shadow Overlord. This is going to aid them and potentially guarantee them another few more T2s.
That's the scary part, right? Obviously, we were saying that Twisted Mind comes online a little bit more later into this game, and it's already showing as we get into that 11-minute mark, but that instant replay is going to show us what happened in that last team fight.
Right, one thing you need to pay attention to is the stuns that are coming in. Xiang was doing such a good job of trying to control the rest of the members here, but unfortunately got stopped by a little bit of a stun coming in from 90, and with that knockup on the Storm Strike second skill, it saved the game for the side of Twisted Minds, because not only were the rewards great, they got a T1 in the mid as well.
But I mean, when we have these two teams at this caliber, they have to have those game-saving plays, right? Like that we just saw there from Twisted Minds. It's really opened up their possibilities of getting this game one map to themselves.
It comes down to the most minute of differences right now. The T2 at the top. Oh, Yulong, he's going to try.
Oh, he gets stunned onto 2, though. I mean, it's going to be the unending story that's going to save City Boy in this one and his teammates to get a little bit more of some health. But a nice placement from Shishan into that bush, right? Like, he saw Clean was going to go there for safety. He was like, nah, bro, you're not going into that brush because you're going to try and get some kind of advantage on us.
Yeah, and bear in mind, with the Vision Sprite on the top side of the jungle for the side of APG, that was provided. That was the value provision that was great enough for Twisted Minds to have to back off, because the deterrence of a potential team fight catch is huge from Xiang.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, in terms of team fight, obviously we are looking at Twisted Minds as we sort of scale into that later game, right? As you can see here, the Cuirass Savage being built here for Shanks. He hasn't died a single time, so having that extra bit of defense and offense right now is going to be Clean, taking that Crimson Golem, but into the back line, he's going to be able to take down onto 90 already within that team fight. APG are just looking to get rid of their backline access.
All right, we're scratching the surface here. APG, that's not just all they want more. They want the 4 remaining members on the side of Twisted Minds. And so far, you know, this new pick, the Lapu coming in, has not really shown his power spike just yet. I'm still waiting for that huge ultimate coming in from Saber.
Yeah, man, we just need to see a massive ultimate from Saber here, maybe to turn the tides for the side of APG as they are behind around about a 1k goal lead at this moment in time. And to be honestly, it's a minute goal lead.
It's very small, right? But the big thing is Shanks is getting all the gold. And right now, if you take a look at his gold lead, he's at 10,500 gold. He is 1,000 ahead of JD. And this lead is going to go even more because the potential of late game coming in. HIGHLIGTS though is very far away. He's at 6,600. He needs a lot more gold.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he needs to get online, but I mean, maybe they're just kind of relying on the pressure of Shanks' ultimate, right? Just kind of get that artillery come through. Maybe it's going to be enough to kind of get some intel to the side of Twisted Minds, but at the same time, just enough splash damage to make the difference in that team fight, whilst we see that Mungia Shanks is going to be a absent place in that one.
Yeah, right now I think it's also about Clean. And City Boy, a little scary here. Forced to use the ultimate early, and what a timing. APG have Fryo over the Tyrant Pit.
Yeah, that was a scary phase boost, right? Like, why would you check that one? Obviously, if you're going to send anybody, you're going to send City Boy within that one. But obviously, to his saving grace, Yulong's stun did not come through.
Okay, Shushan unable to find the true value with his ultimate just yet. HIGHLIGTS is a little bit low, but Twisted Minds, they could very well secure this.
Yes, a lot of damage coming through from the side of Twisted Minds, but APG is going to be the one that claims that once again. Gets wiped out by Xiang. Beautiful placement into the back line here as they trade 90 clean. City Boy, they're looking for Shanks and looking for a little bit more, baby. HIGHLIGTS the only one alive in that base to try and clear out that minion wave into the mid lane.
Yep, they're going to buy a little bit of time. Twisted Minds, they have to last for about 20 more seconds. But take a look at the damage that JD is able to do with the Spritlings tanking for his team as well. And Xiang as well. So a lot of damage on the T3s. APG, that base is starting to look like it has a lot of cracks. And they do get the crack in the mid. And they have 10 more seconds. Twisted Minds, it's a little scary.
It is very scary. HIGHLIGTS has to play some kind of miracle play here to keep them alive in game number 1. But you have to give it over to APG, especially Xiang in that one. He completely opened up the side of Twisted Minds.
Yeah, I mean, the combination they have. You look at Yulong, Xiang as well as Saber. The three of them have very far-reaching stuns. And with that being said, Twisted Minds now, they are on a timer, right? They need much more time because 8,000 gold only for the side of HIGHLIGTS. Only one of the win conditions has been unlocked, which is the combination of Shanks as well as Clean. But they need better positioning.
They do need better positioning right now, and that's going to be the scary thing, right? You are literally going to be having some kind of PTSD when you see Xiang, and if you don't see him, it's even going to be worse. You're going to have paranoia. You're going to see the members of Twisted Minds looking over their shoulder, really just like, wait, where is their clash lane? We need intel. We need intel.
Yep, exactly. Xiang, so far, he hasn't got those 5-man truth mantras, but there's no need for that because they have a potential setup once again from Saber here.
Yeah, with a minion wave coming through here. I mean, it's going to be a clear job here for the side of Twisted Minds if they don't lose any members with that mid lane. It's the bot side of the map as well with those enhanced creeps coming through also, but now Shadow Vanguard joining the Gorge here could be trouble in times for the side of Twisted Minds.
Yeah, Shushan's going to start peeling for them. I mean, they have so much long-range attack. Look at the free hits that APG are getting, and you can't do much here. You can put the Matrix down, but it's only going to buy you a little bit of time because the Shadow Vanguards are here. 4,000 ahead for APG, and they want to end this game here.
Yeah, just observing from a distance is going to be the side of Twisted Minds, just pretty much watching the inevitable happen before their eyes, and that's going to be a scary realization for the boys of the KMW as APG look to try and assault their base a little bit further.
Yeah, right now it's completely empty. It's a barren wasteland on the side of Twisted Minds. You may have the stronger mind for now, but APG have the stronger advantage.
They do have the stronger advantage. They have the Vanguard into the bot side of the map here. They're trying to fight away the side of APG to this mid lane here. Obviously 90 trying to use the force of the Storm Strike here just to clean out these Spritlings, these Vanguards, everything but the kitchen sink has been thrown at that crystal, but Twisted Minds, to their due diligence, have defended the base again.
Yep, Twisted Minds, all they need is a little bit more time. 2.5 more minutes. That will be the start of the final battle, Tempest Dragon, in this game number 1. It's a best of 7, but you need a strong start because you need to be able to get the advantage in the bans and picks as well.
You do need to get that advantage. I mean, that's where it all starts to happen, is that 4D chess game that we love to see within the BP, and thanks to the global ban pick, really the spicing things up. But speaking of spicy, the next Tyrant, the Shadow Tyrant onto the Gorge here, looks to be set up and a freebie for APG.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just staring at Xiang, right? This entire game is really reliant on him to be able to get those truth mantras down. But at the same time, you also have to be concerned about Yulong. He's stunned when he's able to jump in a moment's notice. Coupled with Saber as well, everything means a complete lockdown for the side of Twisted Minds.
Yeah, I don't think they're ready for this lockdown just yet, especially as they're fighting an APG that has that increased damage and movement speed going through into this potential final assault here. All members, all hands on deck here for the side of Twisted Minds.
Yeah, 6v5, Yulong does have the Sage's Sanctuary as well. No.
Okay, 90, he tries to go a bit for a Hail Mary play, flashes out and keeps himself alive, but it's going to be the Wing of Judgment that keeps tagging him into the backline. Xiang builds the Sage's Sanctuary just in case he falls down. But once again, Twisted Minds with another defense.
I mean, so far it's been perfect right from the side of Twisted Minds. They wanted a little bit more, but they have defended successfully against 3 waves of the Mega Minions. Now, this is going to be a very tall order to come back into this game, but it is possible. Twisted Minds, they just need this setup of a lifetime from 90, or maybe even Hailang or City Boy.
I mean, the good thing that's happening here for the side of Twisted Minds is the fact that they get funneled gold into the base as they're defending it. They're not losing anybody, so really trying to get that gold lead here for the side of Highland to get him online, because he's still not fully itemized. You can see that Shanks has every item within his possession, whereas we look at the Void Staff, we're looking at the Savant Seraph here, we're looking at a little bit more damage. The Insatiable Tome comes through as well.
Yeah, I mean, he right now he needs the Tome of Wisdom, which he just got, right? This is the most damaging item within the Mage's kit. But for now, that's only part of the solution, because APG, they have multiple lives in the Sage's Sanctuary, and you have to plan the timing. Who do you want to take down first? Because if you are able to take the members on the side of APG down in the correct order, there is a potential you could get an ace, even when they have, what, 7, 8 lives in total right now.
I think 90's job is just to make sure that Xiang doesn't have a bigger impact into this next team fight, because like you were saying there, kid, if they're able to take off the correct order of heroes onto the side of APG, it could be a dismantling of their team. But now, Tempest Dragon onto the board. Knockout day number 1, ladies and gentlemen, and we're already getting the game number 1, Tempest Dragon.
All right, we'll see how this is going to be playing out. Saber here, giving information for the side of APG. They need to know where the members on the side of Twisted Minds are. At 90, going up against Xiang in a 1v1, but the members are coming in.
The members aren't coming in there. They're trying to get that minion down into that mid lane. Really trying to force the side of Twisted Minds into this one, but it's going to be nice getting taken down as well. Can they contest the Tempest here for the side of Twisted Minds? No! Saber gets the steal again, but Twisted Minds Clean is on the run. City Boy has fallen down, and now he's trying to get the outplay finesse that we saw from Dow Down. It's not quite it. Shanks on the run, but he's in the wrong neighborhood, buddy. That's a 4v1 dive. A Sage's Sanctuary is not going to save you.
And this is the last standing member on the side of Twisted Minds. Oh, what a catch!
No! He was really hoping that he had enough time, but it's going to be the minions running this one through. Game number 1 is going to go over to the side of APG.
And MKL, they retain the title of the strongest region, at least in this game number 1. What a force!
That Lapu Lapu performance was a staple here coming in towards this game.